Many, many, many people feel like this right now. In darkness. In a state of darkness. Not understanding and can't see their way out. There's no one there to love them, to hear them, to comfort them, to console them. This is what it feels like to be pressed deeply or in a depression. But I'm here to let you know that you can't come out. You can't come out of that darkness and that depression. You dig? It's called the Great Exchange. And I'll tell you all about it. Jesus wants to give it to you if you want it. You dig? Let's get into it. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about, right? I want to talk about when you feel pressed, like someone is pressing on your buttons. You dig? And they're just depressing and they're not letting up and they're holding on to that button. I want to talk about how, finances play into that, how relationships play into that, how shelter and health play into that. See, every one of us has a yoke around our necks. Okay, if you imagine what a yoke is, if you don't know what a yoke is, it's a contraption that was put around oxen, right? So that they could be led to do whatever work they needed to do. It was something that was put around their neck and was locked down so they couldn't get out or get away, and it was known as a yoke, right? So in the same way that we have yokes on our necks, we all have yokes around our necks. You dig? These yokes we carry. And what we don't realize a lot of times is the amount of weight that's on the yoke. You dig? Listen, we all have responsibilities, right? But it's different when, some people's yokes are heavier than others. Some people have more of a responsibility than others. You dig? So it's one thing to carry a lot of weight because you have a lot of responsibility, right? But it's a whole nother animal. It's a whole nother thing when people are putting weight on you. It happens all the time. Someone will come along and say, hey, OB, I need putting that weight. Someone else will come along and say, hey, OB, you said you was gonna, and you didn't, right? Hey, OB, I need help with, hey, OB. You dig? And the whole time, if I'm not saying no, if I'm not saying wait, if I'm not saying stop, if I'm not saying I can't, the whole time, I'm just accepting the weight. It's being put on me. You dig? And it's weighing me down. It's weighing me down. After a while, I start resenting the weight. After a while, I start snapping on people. After a while, I get upset and frustrated. Why? Because I was never designed. God did not create me to carry that type of weight. I wasn't created for that. I was created to worship. I was created to love. I was created to give God praise. I was created to help when there's help that's needed. You dig? But I wasn't created to be everyone's answer to their problems. I wasn't created to take on everyone's issues and problems. That's not why God created me. So a lot of times people will press our buttons. This is whether they know it, they're doing it, or not. Right? Because it happens either way. People will press your button and they don't even know they're pressing your button. They just being who they are. But because we're already carrying so much weight, the yoke around us is like killing us. Literally. It's killing our spiritual mentality. It's killing our heart, our desire to push forward and move forward, and it's physically killing us, causing all kind of ailments and things that are going on in our body, right? Put aside, lay aside every weight that so easily besets us, so easily throws us off, right? Why? Because we wasn't designed to carry it. But I want to get back to pressing buttons, because a lot of people will push our buttons and press our buttons. Many times they willingly know what they're doing because they want to get a rise out of us. They want to get us out of character, right? And what we need to understand, that it's not flesh and blood that we fight against. It's not that person. It's not that person that's being a butthole to you. It's not that person that don't like you. It's not that person that, that intentionally is trying to throw you under the bus and looking for any way to just come against you. It's not the person. It's the enemy. It's the devil. You know what I'm saying? And not to give him no more credit, because he doesn't deserve any credit. But we got to call it what it is. Stop sugarcoating stuff and making excuses and say, oh, it's just their behavior. It's just their character. It's just how they just don't know. No. Call it out on what it is, man. That's the devil. You see what I'm saying? That's demonic possession. On top of somebody just being a butthole and just being difficult, and you know what I'm saying? We got to start calling stuff what it is, because that's what it is. Right? You're allowing people to press. It happens to me a lot. I just got to be real with y'all. I allow people to press my buttons. Now I know how to deal with it to a certain degree, right? I know how to deal with it. I know how to, sometimes I just cover it. I just excuse it. Other times I just brush over it. And even sometimes I ignore it. Though I see it. And though I hear it, right? But because I already know I'm non-confrontational at nature, right? I don't like to get in no heated arguments and debate. I mean, I do like a good debate. And a heated argument every now and then can be healthy. But as a whole, that's not my character. I don't like to do that. I like to debate, and I like to hear other people's opinion and things like that. But I don't like to argue. I don't like to, to me, that's not beneficial. You dig? It's not going to help me get out of this depression that I may find myself in, right? I have to figure out, how do I get from up under a person's thumb that's pressing on my button? That's first. And then the thumb that presses and stays there and it won't let up. That's second, right? Because that's real. That's real life. We can talk about all this, all this other stuff, and it sounds good, right? And it has its place. But what do you do when you're being pressed? What do you do? How do you react? How do you handle it when you're being pressed? Someone's pressing your buttons and they're pressing your buttons. There's a way to handle the situation, you dig? We're going to talk about it. But before we talk about that, please like this video. Share this video on all your platforms. Hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content. You dig? Like this video as we press through, because this is good content. I'm hoping it's helping someone, because I know it's helping me. Like the video, you dig? Yo, I know there's a lot of people out there who feel like they're in a state of depression. And depression is nothing more than being pressed deeply. You dig? They feel like they're in a state of depression, right? And in the areas that we talk about, in the areas of finance, feel like they can't get ahead. It's always bills on top of bills, and then they get to a point where they're trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. It gets to a point they get so far behind they just can't see no way to get out, right? Causes a deep depression. Health is another thing, especially with the pandemic going on. Everyone is so concerned about their health, and they should be, for good reason. But if you already have pre-existing conditions and you already have issues going on with your health, you may not have the greatest insurance or health coverage. And then all of a sudden, like I said, being in a situation to where we're forced to change how we live. It can be very challenging when it comes to one's health. You dig? Whether, you have diabetes, whether you are, dealing with weight issues, heart issues, lung, respiratory issues. What about, for the people that have dialysis and things like this? So I'm saying that, because of the change that's happened in our world, okay, it's caused a deep depression. And a lot of people, mentally, suicide rates is at all-time high. Spiritually, a lot of people have fallen off and dropped off. Why? Because of the situation. People aren't coming to church. They're not coming to the building. They're starting to come back, but there was a big, 2 years? People weren't coming to church. People were staying home. People was not coming out of their houses, things like that. That causes a spiritual depression. We talk about depression, right? So you have all these things. Children, People used to going out to work. People used to going to work. They wasn't used to staying at home and having to play babysitter and teacher and still trying to, get some kind of work productive and Zoom meetings and calls and things like this. People weren't used to staying at home and having to watch their kids all day long. That caused a depression. So when in light of all these things that are going on in our lives that causes depression, listen, man, there is an answer. And I know everybody's saying, well, what's the answer? The answer is, it's called the Great Exchange, right? The Great Exchange. The Great Exchange is where you exchange what you have for what you don't have. Because what you don't have is what you need. And someone has what you need, right? So if someone has what you need, you don't have it. But what you have ain't what you need. It ain't good. It ain't working for you. It's not producing. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to make an exchange. And so the great exchange is this. God says, take my yoke upon you, right? He says, I'm not trying to put more on you like everybody else is doing. I'm not trying to put more on you, OB, but I want you to exchange with me. See, what you got is killing you. What you got is stressing you out. What you got is causing all kind of issues and problems in your life. It's you're tearing up your health. You're losing out on relationships. You're going off and snapping at people. You don't want to be around nobody. Bills is stacking up because you ain't handling your business. You feel me? All these things are taking place because you can't seem to function. You can't get out of the bed. You just don't even want to do anything. Exchange with me. That's what God is saying. Yo, exchange with me. I got what you need. You know how the dope man say, yo, I got what you need. Christ is saying, yo, I got what you need. Come exchange with me. You dig? I'm willing to give you my yoke because my yoke is easy and my yoke is light. My yoke ain't gonna break your back. My yoke ain't gonna have you bent over and all like, oh my God, I just could, no. My yoke is easy and my burdens are light. See, let me have your burdens. Come on, give them to me, because obviously you can't handle them. You done got yourself into something that you can't get out of. You done bit off more than you can chew. You didn't properly prepare. The 6 P's, did a video about that. And you're not in a place to where you can even take on any kind of advice, any kind of understanding, anything that anyone has to say. You don't even want to hear it. All you want is for the burden to be lifted. That's all you want. And a lot of times we don't know how to express that. It ain't your money. It ain't your sympathy. It ain't, I just want this burden off of me. Well, let me give you the answer. It's called the Great Exchange. God says, come unto me. I mean, yeah, you got to do something now. Come unto me. All you. That's everybody. Don't matter your status, don't matter your color, don't matter your creed, don't matter your age, don't matter your sexual preference. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. Everybody, all you that are heavy laden, come unto me, Jesus says, and I will give you rest. Let's make this great exchange. Let's exchange. You give me your crap. Give me your burdens. Give me your yoke. Give me the stuff that you can't bear, the stuff that just seems too hard and too heavy. You can't deal with it. It's got you so off focus. Give me all of that. Yeah. Give me all that. I'll take it. And I'm going to give you what I got. Because what I got is light. What I got ain't going to weigh you down to where it's killing you. What I got is actually going to be beneficial for you. If you just trust in the great exchange. Give me what you got. I'll take it. No questions asked. Look at here. I'm not going to inspect it. I'm not going to see if it's working, not working, how good it is. It can be broke, dirty, busted in pieces. Bring me what you have. And I'll exchange it for what I got. Because what I got is dope. What I got is off the chain. What I got is off the scale. What I got, you can't even imagine what I have prepared for them that I love. You have no clue. So check it out. Just exchange with me. You got to do something now. You got to come unto me. But if you come unto me, you won't regret it. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee you, if you come unto me, I will give you rest. You dig? Take my yoke and learn of me. Learn who I am. Learn what I'm about. Learn what I want to do for you. Learn how I want to bless you, how I want to take care of you, how I want to protect you, how I want to shield you, how I want to put you on top and take you out from the bottom. Learn of me. You did? Learn of me. Exchange with me. Let's trade. Let's trade. Let's swap. You give me your crap and I give you my blessing. It's an easy trade. But you got to come to me. I'm just not going to give it freely without you doing anything. No, see, I did that on the cross. See, when I went on the cross and I died for your sin, that was me doing something for you and you didn't have to do nothing. That was a freebie. I gave that to the world. That was the best I could have given, and I gave my best. But anything beyond that, oh no, you got to do something now. But what you got to do ain't hard. You just got to come to me. You did? And look, for all those that might have lost somebody during this time, I understand. I understand how, the holidays can be a real struggle because to you, they don't represent just good times and happy feelings and joy bells. You dig? To you, they represent hurt and pain and loss. And a lot of people don't understand, why you may get like this during this season, right? Why you may get down or you're withdrawn or, you become a recluse. But I understand. The holidays is not always easy, especially if you've lost someone that was really important to you, right? And on top of not being able to say goodbye properly, you dig? Not knowing how to cope with not being able to say goodbye and let them go properly. So I understand that during this holiday season, man, depression is real. It's no joke. People out there don't get up when the holidays come around. They get down. But that's why we still need to be there to let them know we're there for them. We ain't got to bombard them. We ain't got to, constantly be around. And we just need to let them know, yo, I love you. I'm here for you. I'll be here for you if you need me. You dig? But at the same time, we have to allow God to work in the heart. So the best thing you can do for someone that's depressed, or if you know someone that's going through and depressed this season, pray for them. That's the best thing you can do. Pray for them. Let them know that you're praying for them. You dig? But pray for them, because depression in the holiday season is real. And I tell you what, if you come to them, I guarantee you're going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter. Them burdens going to be lifted. That darkness is going to turn to light. Your gray is going to turn to sunshine. You dig? And it's going to get better. Now, is it going to get better overnight like that? Maybe in some areas. But overall, it probably won't change like that, because it didn't take you that to get where you at. But God can save you like that. He can take you out of being in a position of dying and going to a devil's hell into a position of living and going to heaven when it's all said and done. That's instantaneous. Now, salvation is free. You can have that at a moment's notice whenever you decide you want it. But sanctification is a process, you dig? And in that process, you'll learn certain keys, how to defeat the enemy, how to get past certain things that you may face. And depression is no different. You can beat depression. You don't have to stay stuck in it. You dig? He says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, because my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I hope that blesses you on today. I hope you take that and really take that to heart, because you don't have to deal in depression. You don't have to stay stuck in that place of darkness and destitute and loneliness. That's not where God wants you to be. He wants you to be with him. And he's not depressed. Matter of fact, he doesn't even deal in the areas of depression except when he's pulling someone out. When he's pulling someone out of it, when he's making that exchange within him and giving him his yoke and his burdens, he's taking on their yoke and their burdens. That's the only time he deals with depression. Be blessed today. One love. Remember, like this video, share this video on all your platforms, hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content, and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything, man. This is your Wisdom on Wednesday. One love, your man Levon, and I'm out.